Okay, so I'm going to try and show how to add a Google Maps API key, and then or how to obtain an API key, and then also how to set up billing for your project. And you need to do these two things and then give me the API key before I can work out the map for you. It's a new requirement that Google has. So they give everybody a $200 a month credit towards API requests, and then they charge a certain amount per thousand requests, and that depends on the type of map and situation. But basically, most small to even medium sized websites, the cost is covered by the $200 credit. It's more that it's something they want big sites to pay for, but nonetheless, you still have to set up billing anyways, and you may end up in a situation if your website gets really popular where you're ending up paying for some of those requests. But in order to set this up, so first thing you're going to do is go and create a Google account if you don't have one. If you have a Gmail account, that is your Google account. So log into your Google account, and then you're going to go to on your browser, going to go to console.cloud.google.com, and you're going to get to a dashboard which will look similar to this, but it probably won't have as much information because this already has a project set up. So to set up a new project, you're going to click on this little drop down here, and I'm going to click on New Project. Okay, we're going to give that some sort of name that makes sense. It might be the name of your website and then API, or just the name of your website. So I'm just going to call this my website. You don't need to enter the organization, and then we're going to hit create. Okay, it takes a few seconds for that to be created. You can see here it's telling me what projects are doing. There it goes. And so I can either switch to the project here by view project, or I can click on this little drop down again and I can select the project right there, my website. Okay. So the next thing we're going to want to do is we want to create the API key. So we're going to go to APIs and services, and we're going to go to credentials. Okay, once credentials is loaded up, there's a listing of all your credentials. We have nothing set up yet, and we're going to click on this one here, create credentials, API key. Okay, and now you can click this little button here to copy that, write it down somewhere, copy it into somewhere. This is the key that you are going to be sending to me. So when I say I need you to send me your Google Maps API key, this is the key. But now, after we've done that, we're going to click on restrict key. And this is just so that it prevents unauthorized use of your API key. We're going to click on HTTP referrers. So websites, basically. This is being set up for your website. And there's nothing here. So if left blank, your API key will accept requests from any website. So that's where we want to avoid unauthorized use. So we're just going to add an item. And they even kind of give you the format that you want to use here as their example. So we're going to fill it out just like this, star dot, and then whatever your website is, mywebsite.com/star. So I'll just use that as an example. Obviously, you're going to put in whatever your website happens to be. So this enables it for your entire website. And we're going to click done. Okay, so now we've added that. And we're not going to worry about restricting it to particular APIs. So we're going to save that. Okay. Once we've done that, then we need to tell it what APIs we want to enable for it to call. So we're going to click on library. Okay, and we're using this in this case for Google Maps, and we're going to want to enable a few of the APIs. Usually the first one we need is right here, is Maps JavaScript API. If you don't see that, you can also just type into the search. you just type maps. Okay, so we want the ones we're going to be putting in, the three that apply to most websites. So I'll just show you these three: Maps Embed API, Maps JavaScript API, and Maps Static API. So first we'll click on the Maps Embed API. Okay, and then we're going to click to enable that. Okay, we're just waiting. There we go. So now it's showing us a list of interesting. Usually it doesn't go to metrics. So then anyways, we're going to go back to APIs, and it's going to show us these are our enabled APIs. Maps Embed API, and it's showing us examples of additional ones. If we're not seeing what we need here, we got to go back to that other screen. So, but I do see Maps JavaScript API, so I'm going to click on that and enable. Okay, and then we'll go back to the APIs again. Okay, and the last one we're looking for is the Maps, the static API, happens to be right there. Okay, and we are going to enable. Okay, so now we have our three APIs that we need enabled. If for some reason I happen to tell you in your email that you need to enable some other APIs, you just follow the same format to do that. So now we're going to go back to our navigation menu, top left-hand corner here, the little hamburger button. Click on that, and up comes our menu. We're going to select Billing. Okay, and in this case, I've already got billing set up, so it gives me an option to link a billing account or manage billing accounts. In your case, it'll probably just say manage billing accounts. Now, I'm not going to go through this part just because I'm already all set up and it's going to fill in all my information automatically, and that's not going to be very helpful on the screen. But it's pretty self-explanatory. Just click on manage billing accounts or set up billing account, whatever it happens to say to you there, and go through all those steps, enter your credit card information and all that stuff. And then once that's all done, then you're all good to go. Send me that API and we can get things up and going for you.